Alright, so by popular request, I'm going to go through what gear I have in my goalie bag and what I'm currently using. I'm using the Unihoc goalie backpack and the model is Replay Align. It has 3 outer pockets, or you can say storage possibilities. First off, we have the rear pocket, which is on the lid or the top of the bag, and it's very spacious. You can have lots of stuff in here, and I usually have my GoPro bag in this pocket. Then we have the side pockets, which are the same on each side of the bag. They are still a bit small if you look at it by width, but very long, so you can fit a bunch of stuff in here. I usually have stuff like coach tape, stearic for rough floor surfaces, and other medical or useful stuff like dextrose. So they come in handy lots of times and are very useful for me. And here you have the opposite side, same type of pocket. Then we have the best feature of this type of bag or backpack. I love being able to have the bag on my back because it makes it so much more convenient for me. The straps feel nice and you can have them close together by this latch to make them fit even more snug and give you the support you need. I would never go back to having a bag with wheels. Last but not least, we have the inside pockets of the lid or the top of the bag. It has 3 big pockets that are very spacious. You can have tons of stuff here. In these bags, I usually have goalie specific stuff for my warm-up. And that is stuff like juggling balls, reaction balls. I have jumping rope for my game days. And I also have a trigger point ball here. And I also have a floorball and tennis balls for eye-hand coordination and warm-up. Alright, let's move into how it looks when the bag is fully packed with my gear and what I'm using. You have 2 zippers around the top of the bag, which works fine. I have never had any issues with them. And here is how it looks when the bag is fully packed with my stuff. One thing to note is that I can also fit a bag with shower stuff and new clothes for after practice and games. First off, we have my pants, the Unihoc Alpha. I've been using these for half of season 22-23, since I had to replace my other ones, Inferno all black, due to an issue with the padding at the knees. I really like these pants since they are a bit wider than my previous ones. One thing to note is that new pants are always a bit more wider than in the structure, and they fall off eventually. But I feel like this model didn't do it as soon as my old Inferno all black pants. On the back side you have the standard zipper to open up the pants a bit if you feel like having them that way. And here are my backup pants, Inferno white. I don't use them as much as they are just my backup, but they are pretty much the same. The different part about them is around the knee padding area. All in all, not a big difference between the model of Unihoc Alpha and the older Inferno ones. Then we have the Blindsave protection vest with full sleeves. I recently replaced the same kind of vest for a newer one after 2 seasons worth of use. The old one was still working, but I like having new stuff that is completely whole. I had some rippage from on the last one. Then we have the goalie sweater, which is the Inferno black. I think this is 3 years old now. I think it was released in season 2021. I'm still using it. I don't really like the model of Unihoc sweaters. I feel like they are a bit too thick around the arms and they don't really feel that comfortable anymore for me. If you have a problem with pain from shots, then this type of sweater might be the one for you, since it's a bit thicker. And of course I have my backup sweater, which fits my white Inferno pants. Same model, nothing different between them. Next up is my gloves from Reyrr Athletics. They are American football gloves but work absolutely awesome for a floorball goalie. I've been using American football gloves as a goalie for about 4 years now. Before them I used golf gloves, but I feel like the golf gloves wear and tear much faster and it's almost impossible to find new ones since you buy them individually, left and right glove. Here are my current pair of goalie shoes. I'm using Unihoc UX shoes and they have been horrific for me. I hate them. This is my third pair of shoes in the same season. I have had a lot of troubles with them, both tear around the rubber part, but also the velcro strap have been really poor and stopped working fast. I know this is an issue with most type of goalie shoes from floorball brands, but compared to my old Oxdog X-Guard, the Unihoc UX shoes are really bad in comparison. So for me, the Oxdog X-Guard are the best ones I've used. Then we have some minor stuff. First is my cup protection. Nothing fancy here. I got the Blindsave one from a sale, but really any type works. They aren't any special. And with them I have the goalie pants from Blindsave. These are mandatory for me. I don't feel like having any of my goalie pant material directly against my skin. So these are wonderful for me. And the padding for the hips feel very nice. I don't like the built-in cup, and that is why I have the separate one that I showed earlier. These are really old by now and have a lot of wear and tear. That's why I have some of the area cut off and the padding is gone on the shorts. But I think I've been using them for like over 3 to 4 years, so they worth it to have. Next up is my knee pads, which are Blindsave ones. These have been the bread and butter for me for a long time, since it gives you the possibility to replace the padding after you have worn them down, which you should be replacing regularly. I mainly use the mixed paddings for my own use. One bad thing about them is that the XL size is a bit small for me. I have a bit bigger thighs, and the top part of the knee pad has an anti-slip band around the edge, which makes them a bit more tighter at the top, and you can't really stretch them, and that's why mine have actually broken, or I had to break them to be able to wear them. Last but not least, we have the ProMask Viper X11, which is my goalie mask, and I freaking love this mask. Before I used some cheaper models from Tempest Hero, which worked fine and looked cool. Most goalies in Sweden don't know about the brand Tempest Hero, and if you don't want to mod your helmet or style it or paintbrush it, they have some cool colors and themes on their helmets. But the feeling of a ProMask is so nice. I thought about buying one for 2 years but never did. So when I finally did it this season, I am so happy that I did it. So if you have the extra money to spend on a helmet, do it. Alright, so that was my goalie bag and the equipment that I'm currently using. If you have any questions about goalie equipment in general, or about the equipment that I'm using, feel free to leave a comment about it and I will answer as soon as I can. And if you have any other ideas about what you would like to see, or any topics that you want me to talk about, feel free to leave a comment about that as well. This video was entirely made because of you guys that contacted me and wanted me to make a video about it, and I appreciate that. See you guys.